Hey, did you know that you could single-handedly help this channel grow by clicking the like button down here on the left? And if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe here on the right. Share the video with friends and family, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we do new videos or live streams. Thanks! What's going on, fam? How is everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Got my Robin Hood background going on. What's up, guys? Man, I don't know what's going on. It sucks not having any buying power. And I know there's a lot of you that know about that. Because you see shit that, and it seems like the market picks that time to either put a runner out there or throw countless good setups your way. But either way, it don't make a difference. The bottom line is, I'm so happy to be a part of, I'm so happy to be a part of American Dream Trading, and shout out to American Dream Training. What's up, everybody? Down in the chat, I see you, Juan, Sean, Miranda. I see you guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Juan, are you the same one that gave me the video? What was that? Something trader. What was that? Oh my God. I can't think of it now. But anyway, if that's you, welcome, my brother. So how'd you guys do today? I tell you what, what I did do, I did okay, because to me, and this is crazy, because DT always says base hits matter, which they do. And I had $7 in my Robinhood account. I said, you know what? I'm going to find a smaller stock like Soxel or something like that, or maybe even SPY, because you can find cheaper contracts for like $10, under $10 in SPY. So I ended up getting a $7 SPY contract. And I'm proud of myself because I got in on the second candle of that very first 2-minute EWO that Coach always teaches us about. And I wrote it up and I 3x'd it, turned it into $20. But what I did do, instead of going on ahead and cashing out, I went on ahead and rode it until it changed color. And I got out as soon as it changed color, which put me back at break even. I made 17 cents. But two things I learned from that. One was I played the 2-minute EWO correctly, because if it came right back, which ultimately it did, it didn't stay green that long. It came back and then it started going back down. So I did play it right. I didn't make the 20. I should have when I saw the green, but you can't, like Coach says, you can't guess bottom, and you don't want to take profit, and this thing could still continue to run. And I didn't have enough money to have 2 contracts in. So I had to sit in it and wait to see what it was going to do. And unfortunately, but what I didn't do was I did not let a green trade go red. Got in on the second candle, rode it all the way through, got up to $20 in profit, and it could have very well came back and then went on and kept going. And had I had a double contract, I would have shaved. So I would have been able to keep my 20 and then see what the other contract would have done. But I'm happy. I'm happy because right now I am going through the process. I am hell-bent on mastering this process that Coach teaches. You know what I mean? And it's so funny too, because Raphael put me on to a channel that basically lets you see how smart money can trip your stops and everything like that, and all the little secrets that they don't talk about on the forefront that goes on the back end. And I threw together a little video. Coach was on fire this morning. I threw together a little video of our fearless leader, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Check it out.
Didn't I say, though, that they were going to falsely drive it up, then they were going to get their faces ripped off because they thought they were being smart, and now, right now, they're crying. They're like, but I thought that was the bottom. Now they're out running in the streets crying.
Run.
If they were in American Dream Trading, though, I told them it was going to pop up. And then I said it was going to fade because there was no reason to go up. So if they were here, they're okay. And if you're not, you're getting wrecked and you're crying.
Shout out to everybody over at American Dream Trading. Right now, as we speak, Bruno is over there giving a master class on Thinkorswim. So, guys, I mean, it's just, it's crazy. But, I wished I had an opportunity to, just kind of hang out in that trade and stay in there. And by the way, if anybody wants to come up on the panel, the link is right there at the top of the chat. Feel free to click it. Come on and just follow the prompts. I think you have to hit the Safari. I don't think you hit Google Chrome, but hit the Safari. And if you want to come up on the panel, you are more than welcome to come up and tell me how your day went, because I know some people out there made some money. Hopefully some people out there made some money. And if you had a shitty day, then hey, come on up and talk about that too. So, but yeah, shout out to Derek. Shout out to John R. Shout out King C. Oh my God. No way. Man, that is a blast from the past. What's up, my brother? Said much love. Honor and respect. Nice. The sweetest, most loving people are on YouTube. Thank you. Salute to you, King C. King C and I go way back, man, to when I was creating mostly content about the Ball family, and I was really heavy into new media and all of that. So thank you for coming on over. Wow, what if Rap God Reloaded showed up in here? That would be crazy. Shout out to Megan. Hey, what up, Raphael? Coach was talking about that today. I didn't get a chance to edit that portion of the video. Maybe I'll put that on tomorrow. But he was talking about how he was like, see, you know what I mean? They came in, the way that they held down his position or held it up. They held SPY up and he wasn't able to profit even when it was dropping. He was in SPY puts. Even when it was dropping, it was being manipulated because they kept killing contracts. They kept it up so high that it killed all the put contracts. And luckily, I had gotten into it probably 10 minutes before Coach did. But I did get in it a little bit early before the 2-minute EWO, I'll admit. But the only reason I did that, and I was loving it because the 2-minute EWO finally formed. But I'm like, okay, cool, I'm already in it. But I had $7. $7. I was willing to risk $7. So I went on ahead and threw it in there early because I saw where it was going as well. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, this is on the downtrend, and that green EWO is steadily declining. So that's going down. You know what I mean? And it kept falling below his support and resistance levels because everyone that he called out, I wrote down. It's not as easy for me to chart because of my vision. So whenever Coach or Eric calls out a level, oh, you best believe Sister Girl's writing that shit down. Okay? You best believe 444.50, got it. 444. Okay, all right, I see that. Even number. Okay, I got it. So I've got about 20 levels of SPY written down for like different groups. Something for the 450s, something for the 444s, because he's got the change on the end. But when they call those out, support and resistance is extremely important. I did not put enough weight on it until I watched Eric Smoto blow up. And I see Coach do it every day, you know, and he's always talking about support and resistance and calling out levels. That's what the whole pre-market setup is all about, you know. So if you don't put weight in it, you are really shooting yourself in the foot and spinning your wheels. As good as awesome a strategy as a 2-minute EWO strategy is, it is nothing without support and resistance to back it up. David made a very good point. I asked, I'm like, you know, what about if I just want to do the, you know, Coach's 2-minute EWO? What if I just want to do that? And he's like, yeah, that's fine, but you still need to know your support and resistance levels, because what if you're in the EWO and there's a level coming up that you don't know about and you think you're going to ride that EWO till the cows come home, as Coach says, but all of a sudden, because we've happened in the EWO, in the camp, you'll see 4 or 5 candles and it'll progress and they'll be going and they'll starting to flatten out, and then you'll see one go down and then it dips off. So it doesn't have to have a smooth decline. It can dip off immediately and you know, ruin your trend. So just because you're in the EWO doesn't mean you don't need to know the support and resistance levels, because that is going to clue you in to where you may end up having a bit of trouble. So I thank Coach every day. I thank everybody that's in that group every day. All of you guys are amazing, because all of you guys offer something that helps the new trader, you know. Everybody's in there that's got awesome advice. Lee, everybody, Arlo, everybody, you know what I mean? Nana, everybody's in there with something that you can use, and you got to get the notebook out, you know. And when you hear them, yeah, it is a cheat code, but start writing some of those support and resistance levels down. You know what I mean? But I tell you what, one thing that helps me, and I remember Mark Mancini asked me before, how the are you staying in these trades? And, you know, I talk about PTSD a lot, you know, because I'm a cancer survivor, and fear, conquering fear, especially when you've survived cancer, you live with an innate fear of death that is probably a little bit more enhanced than the average person's fear of death. Because we all have an innate fear of death. Come on now. You know, those of you that say you don't, you are bullshitting. You are full of shit. Okay, everybody's scared to fucking die. Okay, there's and there may be varying degrees of it. And unless you are extremely zen and accept the fact that it is part of the cycle of life, which I have finally come to terms with because I had to, because it was eating me alive. You learn how to deal with fear. So guess what? It works in trading. It works in trading. I had to harness and tap into that level of, okay, of acceptance that, hey, I'm sitting in this trade and I've got to be comfortable. Pull back. Oh, shit. Okay, well, what do I know about this? I know that it's under or it's over VWAP. It's way over VWAP. The 21 and the 55 have not crossed. They're still spread apart. It's still way over that. It's over the 200. Okay. And all of these are strategies, by the way. If you guys are in my chat and you're not traders, or you're not a part of American Dream Trading, I'm going to tell you something. I got that link right up there pinned at the top. Go to my link tree and click on there, and you'll see all of my social media. Follow me on there. If you want to tip a sister, I got my Cash App and everything on there. But I have my referral link to American Dream Trading. Click that thing. Go look through and see if there's any membership that you can get in on, because I'm going to tell you something. The master classes that Coach puts us in every morning, especially if you're a VIP member, they're stellar. They're next level. I did not know shit about trading before I got in this group in January. And now I feel confident to be able to get into a trade, and I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at. I can confidently read the market. Not on Coach's level, nowhere near, but it's not Chinese anymore. Any of you in the chat down there experiencing that now? Like, I didn't know what candlesticks, what? And now I look at a candlestick and I'm like, I'm looking at the price action, and I'm understanding it. I understand what it means when there's a bunch of wick at the top and this candle is pushing down, or it's finished and there's a bunch of wick at the top and it's down, and there's a bunch of them in succession. That means the sellers are in control. That means if it's flat, you best believe that shit's getting ready to go down real quick. Okay. And if you're not ready for it, it hits you hard. You know, there's different stocks that you learn how to trade. So I'm telling you, it's worth it. You know what I mean? It's really worth it. Take a chat break, see what we got. Wait until you Raphael says, wait until you watch the video when he breaks down the psychology of the break and okay, the break and retest. Nice. Okay. It will change your life, Dawn. And yeah, definitely. Um, that you know something, and it will change your life because you learn how to fish. You know what I mean? You've learned how to fish. So instead of you trying to fish, you've actually learned how to fish. And you will be able to eat for many, many years to come because of what coach does and what coach has taught us. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I gotta go on my 90 Day Fiance Takeover Tuesday tonight. It's gonna be at 8 o'clock. And those of you that watch 90 Day Fiance, feel free to pull up a chair and come chill out with us tonight. It's gonna be at 8 o'clock on this channel. And yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's worth it. We're gonna be talking about 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days and 90 Day Fiance the other way. Another thing I've been watching is Love Island. Love Island's been killing me, dude. I've been watching Love Island. That's some crazy shit, man. That's absolutely crazy. It's cray cray. But yeah, man. I talked to Coach about the stream too. Coach said at some point he's gonna try to see if he can't pop in. So that would be absolutely amazing, you know. Sometimes I just want to be around Coach where he can just let his hair down and just talk to him as Chad. You know what I mean? Because he is funny as shit. I feel like we would be really good friends. You know what I mean? Because we have a lot in common in the way that we think, the way that we approach life, our leadership that we've exuded with others. Not me, not necessarily in this capacity, but in other capacities. I've run my own business for 10 years, and I had drivers that worked for me. I was a manager at a call center for many, many years. So I know about managing people, and I know about different personalities and motivating people. And I can tell you now that he is one of the best that I've ever been around. And this goes for, some that I've listened to, the Les Browns and the Tony Robbins and things like that. Some of them don't hold a candle to Coach because Coach is real. Coach comes from the street where he is just real with his shit. And it's coming from a place of not where he's trying to necessarily sell something. Now, that is his business, and he ends up having to do that because that's what keeps the lights on. But at the same time, he's so genuine in why he wants to help you because he's been there and you can feel it. He gets emotional. That emotion is not something that's being conjured up. That's real shit. You can tell because it overwhelms him. You can't just, if you're a paid actor, yeah, maybe. But the way that he's not a paid actor. So I'm pretty sure that's some genuine shit, So yeah. Yeah, man, he's real, right? You can't beat that. So, and if I'm going to be trained by anybody in something as volatile as the stock market, I would want to be trained by somebody who cares about me and wouldn't just let me be hanging out there losing money, not giving a shit whether I make money or not. He genuinely cares whether I learn this. Arlo learned. Look at how he's kind of taken Arlo under his wing and is helping her learn how to stay in trades, when to enter, and how to shed. You know what I mean? That's somebody who cares, So we're in the right spot there. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody that's over there. Shout out to Bruno. Shout out to David. Shout out to, I miss Mitch, man. We haven't talked to Mitch in a while, right? Mitch hasn't been on there in a minute. But man, you know what? I'm gonna have to turn my air on. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Man, it's one of those days. Nvidia drove up again today. You know, I was listening to that earlier. Nvidia drove up again today, and that was crazy. I don't know what is going on, man. That stock is a beast. I wouldn't be able to get into it. And you know what? I tell you what, I am going to dip a Danny DeVito toe in it. I'm going to dip a Danny DeVito toe in it this week. I think Jen gets paid. I'm going to be like, look, let me get a couple of dollars. I'm gonna get me a call for way out, and when earnings hit, hopefully it will shoot up. But look, it's shot up so much already. You know, that's the only thing I'm worried about. You know, I don't know what you think about that, Raphael. I'm worried, man, because it's constantly going up, dude. I'm like, at some point, this thing is gonna have to come down. You know what I mean? And it's gonna come down hard too. I need a towel, man. I'm sweating, dude. It's hot. All right, I am back. Miranda said hit. Said hi, doing much better. Thanks for asking. Cool. Brad James, how are you, bud? Is that Bruno? Bruno, what's up, honey? What's up, Ron G? You don't see the link, Cox? Hold on. What happened? You know what? I tell you what. I'm gonna put the link down in the chat for you guys. Anybody that wants to come up on the panel, you are more than welcome. My bad. I'm glad I looked and saw that message. All right, let me go ahead and put it over there. Man, I'm blind as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Coach thought he had it bad. I'm like, dude, you need to step into my world for a few minutes. All right, there you are. Coach might have took a Smith and Wesson to his temple if he dealt what I was dealing with. He would not have had the patience to go through this shit, man. He would have adapted though, just like he did. Um, but yeah, just go ahead and click that link, follow the prompts, and you can come on up here and be a part of the panel. And tell me about your day. Let's chit chat for a little bit. All right, we got Man Cox in there. What's up, bro?
All right. Oh, what's good?
How art thou?
I, I'm sitting up tight, bro. I hit you on YouTube. I mean, on X. Oh God, I can't believe I said that. On Twitter, I'm like, hey, I don't see a link, but I look,
Yep.
I did all right. I didn't have a red day, so I did okay.
See, I broke even. I mean, it was $7, but and I have Pismo. No, not really Pismo, but I definitely got. Look, fear meter was non-existent. The greed is what got me today. I don't know what I thought $7 was going to turn into, but I was trying to stretch the shit out of that man.
Why did no look determination? Okay, it had to be fear or greed, just determination. You know, you got like say, hey,
man.
$7 and I'm $7. Oh, that's also some
I wanted
confidence.
70. I wanted to 10x it.
But I'm saying it's also some confidence because if you're like, hey, I'm gonna take $7 and I'm gonna make something out of it, that's some confidence that you can do it.
And so that's my point. That's my point, because the process was what I was after. I wasn't after really the profit. That's why I said, you know what? While it's a low amount, and it's not nothing that I can be stupid with, because I'm still struggling with being a good girl. I'm like, okay, all I got is 7, so I can't have nothing, no more than that. And that's also a small enough amount I'm willing to lose it if this trade goes south. But I said, no, that's not what you in this for. You're not in this to lose money. I don't give a fuck if it is $7. Okay, you do not want to lose $1. We know losing is automatically going to already be a part of it. You don't want to do shit on purpose.
Part of the process, right? You don't want to add. You don't want to aid it.
Right.
Eat the process up.
Right. Okay. It's like, no, you know better now, bitch. Stop. You know better now. You know when something's going, you can stop yourself. Stop sitting in there waiting for the $7 to turn into $1 million. That's not going to happen. And if it's you see where you're now up 20, up 15, up 10, hey Dawn, when it gets to 7, get the fuck out. Don't lose any of that money.
Losing, just like I said, losing money will correct that behavior.
Yeah,
you know, for the most part,
and it has.
It did with me. It did
because I got out of it with the $7 I went in with.
Exactly. I think my green today was $4. I have no feelings either side about that. I made a choice to trade something different. I did SPXU today instead of TSLL.
Okay. So, I know you've been doing the TSLL.
Say what?
I know you've been doing the TSLL quite a bit.
And I stuck with that, but I gave it a break today, and I ran with that what did I say, SPCU, or what was that? I ran with something different. Then I looked back.
That was the inverse, right?
The SPY. Yeah. That's where I got the $4.
Dude, you know what I want to mess with? I want to mess with Soxel. With Soxel.
That was $90. I looked at that.
I know. I'm thinking that it's
this morning.
Okay.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I looked at that this morning. Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. I need to pause. I just had a disaster. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to look at the chat and see what we got going on. Farrah, what's up, sister girl? That was lovely to hear your voice this morning. King C said, am I being motivated just listening to you? Aw, your passion. Question, should one purchase shares above 100,000 as a beginner or take it step by step? Oh, you definitely want to take it step by step. And you want to maybe consider paper trading if you've never traded at all. If you have traded and you already have experience, everybody can learn something. That's the cool thing about Coach. I'm going to tell you something, King C. This group is amazing. I mean, you see the support here. You know, most of these people here are from American Dream Trading. That's how much Coach single-handedly took me over 1,000 subscribers in 2 hours. I was sitting at 600 forever. He said, you know what, we're going to get you some followers. And got on the horn and got everybody to go ahead and click that button. And I got up to 1,100 in like an hour, dude. I was like, no fucking way, man. That's how cool this dude is. You know what I mean? So I couldn't get over that. So I'm saying that to say, if you come into the group, if you even just try monthly for like 150, 200 bucks and just test the waters. Matter of fact, you don't even need to do that. You can just watch him on YouTube every morning at 9 o'clock. He goes live. You know, the American Dream Trading link is, well, if you go to American Dream Trading on YouTube, check that out. But if you decide that you watch him after about a week or so and you really like where he's coming from, go ahead and go in my thing and click my referral link. You know what I mean? And go ahead in there. There is a contest, so please make sure if you do your referral link. But I'm telling you, it's well worth it. You know, it's not even about the contest. It's about getting into an organization that supports you and trains you with a leader that cares how to make money in the stock market. That is such a taboo subject for people, especially, you know, us, because we don't get educated like that. We don't reach for education like that. You know, our people tend to just kind of go with the status quo or get a job or, you know, get caught up in the system. And it's like, we need to learn how to be financially independent like other people tend to do. They educate their children early. That's why I'm so proud of Nana, you know, and I know Cox is probably doing it with his son.
Oh,
and
you
it's
definitely
like,
know.
you know, Lolo is doing it with his daughter. You know what I'm saying? If my daughter was speaking to me, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. I would be teaching her as well. And one day I plan to. So I'm manifesting that. We're going to keep on with that. But you know what I mean? That's something. You got to take control of your financial future, especially the way the economy is today. You need to be in a situation where whatever's going on with the economy, it's not going to really affect you that much because you have so much money. It don't make a difference. So inflation goes up, okay, I got to pay a little bit more for something. I'm not broke in that process, you know?
And I had to go back and check on that Soxo, man, because I know I looked at it earlier because I know I hear it, you know, and that's it's an affordable stock. But what was my thing is I was trying to grab two, and I was trying to go out some days. I was trying to go out at least 70 days or something like that. 70, 80 days. I can't even remember. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to look at it right now. At least
yeah, so how when you go way out?
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. This is why I ran with the SPXU. If you get a chance, check that out. Because all you got to do is listen to Coach.
I got to get my head to think about what I'm doing because you
it's
know
opposite.
It's enough for me to just right.
Yeah.
So and I don't want to forget that. You know what I mean? In the middle of the trade.
Listen to coach, because and everything when he says he's putting in puts, you're putting in calls. Because it's opposite. You know, that's the thing. Yeah. So I just
Yeah,
it's cool.
You gotta be focused to do that.
And it's affordable. And that's why I missed the TSLL boat today, because I was focused on this. This was the first day I traded. So I stayed up late. Well, actually, no. What I did is I went to sleep early, and then I woke up. I woke up about 5, and I stayed up from 5 till about 7 o'clock. Charted most of them. I mean, 4. I was there when the market opened, because Coach was sending news.
Oh, you were up with Coach?
Yeah. He was putting news in the membership line. Yeah.
Coach is up 24/7, and Lee is another one that stays in the chat.
That was Lee. Lee was up early too. That's because of his isn't that due to his where he lived?
The Parkinson's.
No. Maybe. Oh no. I thought it was where the his time zone.
I think he's in Tennessee, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, Lee's in Tennessee. He's in the States. Yeah.
Well, I know he's in the States, but I didn't know where in the States.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. So he can get to Tennessee.
Tennessee. I know. But I think he said he was living in New Jersey. I can't picture Lee in Tennessee. But it's funny because I did a birthday card for him, and he sent me pictures of where he had a cowboy hat and shit. I'm like, Lee in Nashville with that accent. Like, wow, that it's like a round peg in a square peg. You know what I mean? It's like, but hey, he likes it. He likes
what you said, a round peg in a square
in a square hole, right? A round hole in a square peg. Look at Keith Urban. He's from Australia, and he kills it on the country music scene. So yeah, a lot of Aussies like that Southern thing going on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. People are people, man. I don't care. I wouldn't care where you from, I don't care. Those are things that just keep us separated or keep us distracted and things like that. Yeah. I wouldn't care if you were from the moon. It depends on what kind of person you are.
One race and one mankind. Okay, I don't believe in races. You know, people, you married a white woman. I don't see a white one. I see a person that I fell in love with. You know what I mean? I don't see skin color. And it's so funny that you said that, because I remember in high school, I went to a predominantly white high school, right? And it's so funny because I didn't look at color. And I had a guy tell me once that he said, you make people forget about that, who are around you and who talk to you, because you're just so diverse with who you talk to and what you're into and the music and all of that you don't fit a stereotype. And I'm like, yeah, that's who I am. I don't get that, and I always look at it like, well, this race and that. No, we are one race. It's like, what don't you get about that? If an asteroid came and hit this Earth, one race is not going to survive over the other. We are one.
Yeah,
I learned that of a jigsaw puzzle, and once that puzzle comes together, all of that is the universe, which is us, and we're all.
And the human, right? Now, I learned that at a young age. It was I learned this from a Indian guy. Not a Native American, a guy from India, and he was describing racism as a mental defect, and judging actually literally judge the judgment of other human beings based on the color of their skin is actually a mental defect, and that made so much sense to me. And it was like, well, yeah, that has that is, if you truly look at it, it is insanity. It's one of the lowest and kind of like basic forms of it. Almost anybody is subject to it. Just the but that resonated with me at a young age. and I've always carried that through my life. That that to judge another individual based on their color of their skin or whatever like that is like that's ludicrous. It's like and my mother didn't like my grandparents didn't raise me like, and my parents didn't raise me like that. So that wasn't.
I never played the race card or the black woman card. It's like I never played any of those cards, that victim shit, because I don't believe in that. Look at Oprah Winfrey. She belongs to one of the most depressed minority groups there is, and she's a billionaire. She's managed to overcome that. So it doesn't, in my mind, that is just a limitation that's been up to keep people crying victim.
In the industry that had no predominant representation. We didn't have any kind of predominant representation in that market. And talking about being a square peg in a round hole, she did her fight. She at her time. Right.
Yep.
But I you caught me all kind of off guard yesterday with this. So yes, today is going to be. I'm gonna stick to the script today. I'm gonna stick to a script today. I took notes.
How I catch you off guard?
Yesterday. Oh yeah, I was like, oh, and then when I went on YouTube and I'm like, oh, and then I watched it. I'm like, oh, okay, I got you.
You know something? I didn't see Tina at all. I don't know what happened there, but my screen, like, you know how you can see us in the two squares?
Right.
Well, my square from the dashboard of her was black. But when I went on YouTube, I saw the video of her in the car drinking and shit and talking. And I'm like, how come crazy? Why did I not see? Why was it black on the dashboard and on the back end? I don't know.
I don't know. You didn't mention it.
Oh, I'm like, she is going to hit something. I was so worried because she was looking and talking and drinking. And I'm like, look at this. If I had seen that, I would have been on the floor. I'd have been like, Tina, watch the road.
Yeah, she need to do like I do, drink at home.
Yeah. She was killing it, though. She was driving and just getting it.
I call that my aftermarket beer.
Yep.
After the bell, I go grab me a beer. And that, relax.
Man, at one point it would have been the beer and the blunt at one point, but I'm like,
that was the disaster. That was part of the disaster a moment ago. I'm like, I'm a little clumsy, and so I had to fix that. That's why I do apologize for that. I'm gonna try that not to happen again, especially when we're live. I don't want that to happen again. Like, he just checked out. Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
So, hey, look, I got you know what? I also want to talk about something too. That other, what was that?
What's up, baby?
Yeah, I tried to run with that. Man, that boy shot up. So did you get in on that?
Didn't get in it because all I had was the $7. But
right.
But I was watching everything.
I was stuck. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck, and it was like Bruno stumbled across that, trying to show somebody how to do something in paper trade. It's like, here, we're gonna use this as an example, and then it
was this just now or not that long ago on the stream?
This morning, today.
This morning. Okay.
Yeah, the air today. That's what I'm saying. That he just stumbled across that. It wasn't. Wow. That wasn't a plan. That wasn't a hot stock. I think I vaguely remember hearing that because I was messing with the coach video. So I think because I had it on, and I think hey Bruno. That was a hey Bruno. Can you help me? Can you help me figure this out on paper trade? And Bruno was like, yeah, of course. Here, you know what I mean. Here, we'll use this as an example. And then it was like, oh.
Let's get in that.
It kept going. And I sat there and I paused and I'm like, it was almost like,
how much was it?
What do I do? Girl, I started off and what? I don't want to, if I look, hold on, let me see what happens. What do you, can you?
Shout out to Big and Knowledge, JJ. Huh?
Let's see, today, what was that, SPXU? What did it start off at? Oh, wait a minute. No. SPGC.
$4.20. Bruno's down in the chat. What up, Bruno?
Man, damn good.
$4.20.
Look at him, lightning fast.
Wait a minute, hold up. $4.20.
Right.
At first, I thought he was talking about the stock. Then I got the reference.
420 is, yeah, right. But we go.
You did good on the spot, but man.
I swear that I didn't think Tesla was gonna go down further.
He said it shot to like $32, dude.
Yes.
Now wait a minute, hold up. Is he not a 420? The weed reference? Is he talking about that's what it started at?
No, he's talking about the stock that he just stumbled upon.
Wow,
as
what's
an
the
example.
odds of that? Because we just talked about that, and 420 happened to be the
that
number.
was not even an intention. He was
That's
helping
crazy.
someone. Okay.
Man.
No, that was my bad. That was an IPO. All right, my bad. But he was.
Oh, wait a
using
minute,
it
Lee threw that out there, didn't he?
Now I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I did hear that. Okay, and I remember going and looking at it because that's right. It was like $4 and some change, and I'm like, shit, I can't get in that because I've already used up my buying power with the 7. I could have turned the $7 into fucking $30. But hey, it is what it is.
You know what? I had some buying power over in Fidelity, but I'm just we had a member come on and he was speaking to me. Just me and us, in general. It was in the after hour, and he was saying about the fear and how the fear leaves a scar. And then after that, you like, hey, you don't throw that mouse away because it's like I can't lose any more money. I can't, and I refuse to lose any more money. I'm going to chart. I'm going to listen. I don't care. And this is why I didn't feel comfortable with anything that I saw today. So I was very careful about my trades. I hear people all day, I didn't like today's setup, so I didn't do nothing. I ain't trading.
Nana does that. I love that. I love that Nana does that because Nana will mess around and not trade. She'll be like, you know what? That shit's too choppy, and I'm not doing it.
That restraint is impressive because it's I didn't see what I liked, so I'm not pressed to jump in and just do anything and possibly make a mistake. I'm gonna stick to my plan.
Let the trade come to you.
Exactly. So, and I have been trying to force them all this time, and it's been a whole lot more missed than hit. So therefore, I don't know if it was more fear or was just more. I'm not pressed with that. I don't even have PMO right now.
I'm gonna share something with you. Thursday, right? Jen gets paid Thursday, right? So I'm gonna have a couple dollars to play with. But I'm supposed to be in a timeout because I have put us in roughly about a $3,000 hole from my trading. Okay. And I'm here robbing Peter to pay Paul, talking to Xfinity, talking about, I can't pay my bill right now. I can pay it like later in the month. Can you wait? And they're like, well, if you don't have something by 26, you ain't got no internet. And I'm like, okay. And I'm really struggling with Thursday when she gets paid. And I'm like, am I gambling? You know what? I'm like, okay, that's why I'm watching stocks so hard. And that's why I'm trying to master these levels of SPY. I've picked SPY first of all, I picked one stock to focus on, and it was SPY. And I do that because I like SPY's volatility. I've played it. It's ripped my face off, but I've also played it successfully a couple of times now. So I'm like, SPY has cheap enough contracts. I don't want to trade and lose. I'm in the same boat. I cannot afford to lose anything because rent is due, and her check is going to be exactly the rent, which means we ain't going to eat if we pay the rent. So I'm like, I'm not going to go try to borrow money from anybody. I can do this. I'm like, I'm going to start with like maybe $10 or $20 and get into an EWO because there's no way. I got to have confidence at some point. And I know I shouldn't be trading with bill money, but I have a choice. I really don't. And we need the money. So if I have a skill,
you have a choice.
Why not use it?
You have a choice. You do have a choice. Don't if you feel like one of the things that I had to do, look, psychologically, one of the things that I had to do to fix my emotions and my situation with this is, first of all, I had to mentally disconnect I had to disconnect my trading from paying the bills. Okay, I want trading to pay the bills, but I had to remove that responsibility of my trading from paying the bills. I say, all right, you know what? All right.
I did that too.
I don't want to.
But now,
I don't want to have to do it.
I got to do it.
I know, but I don't want. Look, I don't want to have to do this, but I'm going to have to grab a part time. You know, I had to sell some shares. I had to sell some shares to pay rent. Sold some shares, pay the rent. Took care of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trust me, if I could see, I would be out there Ubering and Door Dashing. But she's sitting at a computer all day, so she can't do it, and I can't see to do it.
Right.
So if I could do that, I would. You know what I mean?
Trust me.
But at the same time, hey, you've been, you're
I'm there. I'm there now.
You know?
I'm there now because it's like still it's like.
But what I'm not gonna do, I'm gonna do what I did today.
What I'm
gonna do what I did today. Like the $7. I'm gonna start with $20. I'm gonna go in the spot with $20 and wait for the 2-minute EWO. If it happens, I'm gonna get into it, make sure I know where my levels are. And if that somehow doesn't do what I needed to do, then I'm not trading any more than that. I'm not gonna sit there and lose half the rent again, and have the landlord looking at me like I'm crazy and and all that. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Because I'm just not gonna do it. So I'm gonna dip a Danny DeVito toe. However, if that shit looks like it's going ballistic, we're gonna add in. We're gonna add in. Okay, we're gonna add the fuck in. Okay,
calm down.
And hopefully it pays off. And I'm not gonna do what I did today with the 7. It's gonna get up there, and I'm gonna get out of it. I'm not gonna wait for this one to go down. I'm sorry. I'm not losing. I'm gonna get that profit. I'm gonna jet. Okay. Because I'm like, I'm not going, maybe it'll run. Okay, if it does, good. I'm not going to try to get $5,000. Look, if I can get an extra $400 or $500 over the rent, okay, cool. We can pay and get through the next 2 weeks. Okay?
So you playing SPY.
That's all I agree.
What contracts are you getting in? You're playing
SPY has $30 contracts. SPY has $30 contracts, $20, $10,
what
$7.
Am I missing? What am I missing?
Just go on there and look. Just go on there and look. Just go on there and look out of the money.
Out of the money. I don't know.
And you don't have to go that high up. That's the beauty of it. But you got to be careful because SPY is volatile. You got to know those levels where it switches out.
Hey, look. I'm already doing SQQQ, TQQQ. And SOX, I'm already into the volatile stocks and ETFs. Everything I play is volatile. I get into Ford and it's like
watching Patreon.
I'm like, and then I even call myself being smart. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a vertical spread on Ford because I'm gonna cover myself on the down. Man,
what is a vertical spread?
A vertical spread is when you buy and sell an option 2 different strike prices, same expiration date. Okay, you buy a car. When you buy a car, you're what? Buy a car. Buying a car, you have the right, not the obligation, to buy 100 shares. Relatively, you buy 100 shares. You know, if you don't have the money, you know, if you're in the money and you don't have the money to buy the shares, you don't have to. You know? Okay, right. So you close out, take your money, keep your money. Right. You excuse me. So what I do is I buy a car. Say what I did is I bought, the Ford was at $12.50. I bought a car for $13. Okay. Bought a car for $13. That's what we, you know how to do that, right? Right. So then I sold a car at $15. You understand? So I'm selling a car. So I bought a car, sold a car. Right. So Ford, you know, in its beauty, it decided, oh, Sean bought, so we're not going to go to third. We're at like $12.50 something. It's somewhere relative to where it is right now. It did not go up to 13, so therefore I would have lost out on the car that I bought. But because I sold a car, and when you sell a car, you want the market. You want the market to come back. Exactly. You want it to come back. So all in all, I made like $17 on it. You know, I lost it.
Okay.
No, listen. I didn't make $17. I lost about $43 on it and walked away with like 17, where I would have lost everything just buying the car.
Got you.
See, I understood. Now that's the thing is I understood how to do vertical spreads before I that's the first thing that I learned when I first started doing this, because my thing was I'm in fear of losing money. So vertical spreads, you're capped. You're capped at what you lose. You're capped at what you lose. You're capped at what you make. So therefore, you know, me coming in this in my ignorance and not knowing anything about trading, I was like, oh, it's capped. Oh, there's a cap loss. Oh, that's for me. Oh, I don't care if I make only this amount. There's a cap gain. Oh, that's fine. I'll accept the cap gain because you have a capped loss.
You know, there's another YouTuber. There's only 2 that I watch from time to time besides Coach. One is Carmine Rosado, and the other one is this blonde kid who has these instructional videos on how to trade things like spreads, credit spreads, debit spreads, stuff like that. And I knew what that, I've heard him describe that before. And when I watched him describe it, I understood it. But I completely, because I don't do it on a daily basis, I completely forgot. When I heard you mention it before, I'm like, oh, I know what that is. But I forgot how it works. But this kid explains it meticulously. He explains cover calls, you know, just like how Coach does. But this kid, the way he explains them is like he's talking to a 2-year-old. You know, Coach is so quick with his shit sometimes because he's just so used to just talking to people who understand stocks and all of that and who have experience.
30 years put you on a level where it's just like he said, he lives in the matrix. He lives within this. So it's not even a thought process.
But the cool thing is after watching this kid, I understand it. So now when he talks about it, I know completely what he's talking about. You know what I mean? But yeah, he and then sometimes he will go ahead and just straight break it down. You know what I mean? Break it down to the ridiculous so that even a caveman can understand it. So
I believe that I found Coach because I believe that I found Coach due to the fact that I went through every person on YouTube. I don't know why it took me so long to find him, but I watched every so-called trainer, and I watched all of them. all of them for months, and I repeated. Like I remember I had COVID, and when I had COVID, I was down for like 3 weeks. The only thing I did was
watch YouTube,
watch tutorials around the clock. I'm talking about around the clock. I have watched so much of coaches' videos, and sometimes Logan repeats some of the things because I just put it on and play for the day. When coach says 1,000 times, it's like, coach, you just
I know some of his videos by heart.
Yes. When people talk about the Jimmy video,
I could quote the Jimmy video almost from start to finish. Everybody's words that they say, like a movie.
When they talk, I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, isn't that video number 1?
I love it. Everybody watches that over and over again. That's like his most popular video.
So, you know, and then people who just come in, I hear them mention that, and it's like, oh yeah. But hey, look, I'm telling you, like right now, like again, so I knew how to do that. I didn't understand stop losses and time decay. I didn't understand none of these things. There are so many other aspects of just learning a strategy. Just meant nothing,
right? Because
you know, and then you have to understand what's long and short, and then I'm like, I was and then I'm calling.
He was trying to explain to Christina how to do a short. And it was like she was not trying to. It was like, well, wait a minute. How do you make money when it goes down? And that's a hard concept to get when you've always been taught that you want to, you know, buy stocks low and sell them high. You want the shit to go up.
Right.
So he says, yeah, when it's going down, you can make money. It's kind of a hard concept to understand. It's like, well, wait a minute. Because what you're doing is you're thinking with the company's pockets. It's like the company's losing money. Why would I put into that? Why would I buy into that? No, you're making money on the fact that it is dropping. So it's
the only way to buy stock, the only way to purchase stock is with a put. That's my philosophy. That's the only way
I like puts. I like puts because it's just like what goes up must come down. Everything it's going to always come down at some point.
Oh, there, you know? Look, just right. Y'all keep cracking jokes about that about Mullen, but just watch. I'm telling you, as long as it stays,
you're addicted to Mullen.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying, I'm about to get rid of it in a little while, and that at least about 1,000, maybe 1,200, that'll be enough for me so I can do cash secured puts. Because I'm doing puts. Yep. I'm doing put spreads because I'm tired of dealing with the up down, face ripped off. You know,
I'm thinking I like Coach's strategy of SPY put. I'm loving SPY puts, man.
Yeah,
I get it.
That's my next objective as far as the strategy, like a go-to strategy or the strategy that I use is put spreads. That's what I'm going to do. You know.
Yeah, man. SPY when it drops, it pays like crazy. You know, I remember having $200 once, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and instead of getting a $200 contract, I'm gonna get 10 of these $20 contracts. Because I looked at Mark McSee's thing one time he put out there, and you could see the contract sizes that they bought, $29, but they bought like 10 of them. And I'm like, oh.
See, okay. That's another thing too. I just recently. That's another thing too. Right now, I don't buy contracts if I don't buy anything if I can't buy two. I can't buy two. I'll wait. And that was part of my thing today. I bought my two kind of early on. I made my first little $4. And then I closed them out, and then I didn't have enough money to buy two more. So I'm going to stick it to two. One isn't working.
Mm-hmm.
That
I'm here. I had to go turn my air off. I'm freezing.
Right. That just one. It's it's everything that coach.
It sucks,
it's everything
man.
that coach says it is. Everything that coach says
stuck.
it is. Yeah, you're stuck. So and
you
it's
got especially if you're in the E-boy, you gotta ride it out. You know what I mean? And I don't like putting myself in that position.
That is how I have had 2 green days. I had a green day. I don't care what the word. I had a green day yesterday, a green day today, because I bought 2. Hit the one. Hey, went up today. I'm like, you know what? We're not looking good. Shave off one, let the other one go. And sure enough, everything started to fade downward, and I wound up closing that one out for $1. So, $2.
I followed that NVIDIA thing. I'm pissed about that because I would have actually gotten in that. That's some shit I would have taken a chance on with the rent money, and it would have paid off crazy.
I used to own it before it did the $40 pop.
I would have got that $935 contract.
Yeah, before I came to ADT, I had NVIDIA. I had 100 shares of NVIDIA. So, and it wasn't doing anything. And I didn't understand how to do I tried to do what I understood as like doing the research and things like that, but it wasn't enough, and it wasn't what I needed to know.
Yeah.
I hadn't had enough time in the damn chair to know that what NVIDIA was going to do and what was going on in the market, and in relation to the semiconductors. I didn't know. I'm new to it all. I didn't know. Because I oh my God, if I had held on to it when I got it.
What made you get it initially? Because that makes sense. You being a programmer and everything, that you would kind of be
just
into that.
It was so long ago, I don't remember, but because I remember looking at Intel, AMD, and I was so surprised. Because from my time of being involved in computers and things like that, AMD was, Intel was Intel. Everything was Intel, and AMD was, a very close second. And now AMD is.
Look, it was enough that Lee fought, and Coach ended up adding it in the pre-market setup.
Yes, he did. I remember when that happened.
I was it ripped my out of I haven't messed with it. Out of control.
Now, you know what? What else is surprising me?
What?
That I didn't have much confidence in, but for some reason, AMC. There's a lot of talk about AMC.
Because movie theaters are trying to make a comeback.
Yeah, but I'm not going. I mean, that's me. It's the bipolar thing. I'm a hermit, or whatever the case may be.
I know we are too. I'm trying to get Jen to get out and go to the movies, but COVID fucked her head up, man. She don't like to be around people at all, and I really don't either. But once we get out, we're cool.
If you already had any sense of social anxiety, I don't know if it was the most minute, before COVID. After COVID, it's exponential now, because I'm on the bus the other day, and the guy on the bus, I moved my seat. I changed
Jen would have gotten off the bus.
You know what?
God.
During COVID, when COVID was really hot and things like that, when I had to use public transportation, yes. When it got too crowded, yes, I would get off. Yes. I don't care. I would get off.
Store one time, we were in the grocery store and somebody coughed a couple feet from her, and she was walking in that direction, and she politely turned right around and started walking the other way. Like, okay, no. I said, I saw that. Oh my God, girl, I saw that. You're crazy. But I'm the same way. If I hear it an aisle over, I get anxiety about it. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. I start reaching for the mask.
Look, my ex-wife's mother and brother passed away same day within 7 hours apart from each other. She was 56. She was 56 and recovering from cancer. So initially, when COVID hit, me and my wife had a conversation that, hey, if your mother catch COVID, we may have an issue here on our hands. So we talked about that, whatever. But she had a 29-year-old healthy football player brother. He wasn't ill. He didn't have any respiratory issues and things like that. He worked at Chrysler. He came home from Chrysler sick one day. Mom got sick. A couple months later, no brother, no mother.
Damn.
Same day. I mean, literally within 7 hours of each other.
Damn.
And it was just so that shook everybody, because it's like,
yeah, that would shake. Yeah, that's some shit right there.
His name was Terrell Watley, and people were like, man, little Terrell, he wasn't sick, but, and it was like, and so it that right there.
Man, I'm sorry, Cox. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, if you already have any kind of social issues, you know what I'm saying, it's hard for people to recover from that.
Yeah.
And right now, we it was one of our members said we just mentioned this last week. One of our members said, "Oh yeah, I just got over COVID," and another member said his free. Yeah, I hope they're doing okay. I don't know if they're in the room or whatever, but I hope they're doing okay. But that it's still around, man.
I tell you what, that's another reason why we are health fanatics. I have not. I'm gonna tell you something, because Coach was talking about, the whole V word, and I'm not gonna say it. YouTube's very, very sensitive to it. But yeah, I'm not, and don't. Nobody's sticking me and putting anything in my body.
Oh, V word, and I'm thinking vegan. I'm like, what the YouTube got? I'm sorry, excuse me for being. I'm like, what the hell YouTube got against vegan? He said the V word. I'm like, I'm retarded. Excuse me, y'all. I'm retarded. I'm like, she said the V word. And my God, I went to lots of places, but I went vegan because I know you're vegan. So I'm like, what the YouTube got against vegans? I can't say vegan.
Yeah, but
I know
we take something called moringa. We've been drinking organic moringa powder, like a couple teaspoons in a bottle of water a day for the past 5, 6, 7 years. And it's got so many antioxidants. It helps with your immune system. I have not been sick in 7 years since I've been taking it. And I'm like, okay, then I got a suit of armor on, because I know for a fact we've been around it, because Jen's mom and her sister and a couple, like her aunt, they came around Christmas time, right? And left. A day or two later, we found out they came down with COVID, which means most likely they had it when they were in our apartment.
Yeah. See, everybody I know, and this was kind of like a running joke, because everyone I know had it. Even my father-in-law, who was he's ex-military and, a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. So it's like when COVID hit, it was like, oh, I knew it. We already prepared.
Yeah.
I'm serious. He had frozen, dried fruit, dehydrated. He had literally, it was like, dude, did you plan
and
this?
We were around it and we did not get it. And so no V. No. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Who is this I just let in?
This is Ralph. I left out the P. At first I was like debating on, do I want to join the screen, because it kind of went like, but since we get our COVID stories, the COVID stories, my brother had COVID, man.
Don't do the C, man. I think don't we have to say Rona?
Okay, so listen, we know what we're talking about.
I'm sorry,
he had a stroke. He way older than me, and I think he got dementia now. He had to go in the home. Like, it was real sad. Like, when I hated for what you just said, Cox, man. Like, that got to be tough, and
That's crazy, man. It's within 7 days, and then
7
I mean
hours,
to
not
have
7 days.
7 hours,
7 hours.
right? To
Anyway,
have them both on
we
the same day.
need to bring it back. I had a rough day today, guys.
What's going
I
on,
tried
man?
to
Wow, what happened?
tried to trade the New York session and got chopped up. After that, I didn't even want to trade stocks. Usually, I start my routine off because I to the forex and everything. So I usually just my session started like 1 in the morning, so at midnight, which is better because I have a lot of interruptions during the day. Plus, me and the options just wasn't working out, and so I started doing the forex because. I mean, I don't have to worry about the theta or nothing like that. I just got to get the direction right. So, don't get me wrong. It's a whole lot more choppier and harder, but you don't have to worry about the time decay. You know, you don't have to worry about the time decay.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I want to talk about the coach's situation today. Earlier, when he was talking about his loss, I want you to continue, but I want to talk about the coaches when he was talking about the losses on his them puts, and I asked him was it time decay, and he was like, no, it just stayed down so long that it ruined the contract. Well, go ahead.
Yeah,
brother.
he was right.
It stayed up.
Yeah, he was right. That was like the gamma. See, the theta, it take a little more time for the theta to come up, but whenever they shoot the price down like that, it will. No matter if it come back. It can go down like a liquidity hit or whatever, and take it out, and whenever it come back up, that ain't theta. That's just the gamma took you out. It won't come back. And so he was right. You know,
this is where I'm losing out a lot because that's the case with a lot of my situations. Is my contracts are taking such a fall back by the time they even get up. I'm looking at it like.
That happens a lot on Fridays because on Fridays they want to get rid of all the contracts. You know,
they want to kill them.
Yeah, they want to kill them. So that's why the price be jumping up and down the way it do. And like I was saying, y'all talking about Christina and how she couldn't understand, like, well, you know, the short sale or whatever. And a lot of people think that way. Like I didn't think. I mean, I knew it was short selling and everything. I just knew that they had the margin account or whatever. Majority of the traders that's out here trading, they doing the short sale. And because, all right, like in Forex is different. And I hear traders all the time, they trying to rush to get to the margin account. And I'm like, the margin account can be deadly because when I first went over there, I was like, oh shit, I could just trade and then I don't have to worry about no settle funds or nothing like that. I could just, every account is a margin account, no matter if you start the account with $20, $50, no matter what the account size, that's the only kind of account you can get. As soon as you exit the trade, you can get back in it. You don't have to have no 25,000 or nothing. If you want to sell, you just sell. You know.
But see,
what about pattern day trading? Do they have that?
Yeah. See, even with a market,
no pattern day trading, no pattern day trading.
What?
Basically, when you come to Forex, it's gonna be the same thing as you having 25,000 in a.
Oh, he's talking about Forex.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it was like a culture shock for me. I almost blew my account. I
can imagine
because I wasn't used to it. And so when I hear people be like, I'm out of cash to settle funds, I'm like, no, bro, you need to stick with the cash account for now until you can control that.
Yeah.
Then move to the margin account because
I need that. When I run out of money, I'm like, okay,
you won't be able to. You won't be able to control you think you can control yourself, but I'm telling you, take it from somebody that's been doing this for a while now. You won't. It took a while for me to gain control of what they call it, revenge trading or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like at first I was like, man, this too vicious. I'm getting stopped out too much. I gotta go on the high time. It took a lot to adjust. You know, and I paper traded for a while, but you know how that can be. You know?
Yeah.
It's not
a waste of time sometimes.
I'm
not trying to be funny.
I'm
sorry, paper trading.
I never did it. I never did it.
Paper trading.
It's like before, it doesn't translate over.
Paper trading is not a waste of time.
Not completely.
I don't want to get young traders thinking that.
You know what? You're right.
Traded.
Let me apologize. Hold on. Let me apologize. I misspoke. It's not a waste of time.
Right.
That is wrong. I don't want
anybody. Mechanics. It is good for mechanics.
It's good for those. It is good if you walk in that door and you don't know what the hell you doing.
Exactly. Paper trading is good to learn the platform.
Yes.
As soon as you get the platform under control, you need to put a small amount of money in,
right,
and take the training wheels off, because the paper trading just gonna hinder you and put the wrong ideas in your head. That's how I feel about it.
There you go, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, and so
thank you for correcting.
That's the reason why.
Thank you.
That's the reason why when I moved to Forex, I had the paper trade, because the way you set up the orders are way different, and it's really deceiving because of the way they have it worded and everything. Like, you would think a standard lot is what I should be going for, where a standard lot will take your ass out of the market faster than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to learn how to put in and everything. And at first I was like, man, I don't even know if I want to do this because it's too much math. But then once you get the calculator and everything, it's easier for me over there with percentage wise, because at first I was thinking about, well, I can make more money. It's like, options, they 100% leverage or whatever. You got 1 to 100 or whatever, 100 shares. And so when I went to Forex, I was like, well, I got a legal broker. It's 1 to 150, so that's half. So yeah, I can bring home a little more money with a small amount of money, which is true. So you have the leverage there. But then whenever they cut you loose and be like, you can trade as much as you want to trade, and if it's going up and you get stopped up, now it's going down, all I got to do is flip to a sell. Really? And so you start doing that, and that's whenever you just start going down this slippery slope. So I had to gain. And then another thing that I had to learn, it's a 24-hour market in Forex. So I'm like, I'm busting in like I can trade anytime. I can place a trade right now. So I weaned back on that too. At first, I started out with the Asian market, but the Asian market is a little too slow. I mean, I can't say the Asian market is slow. You got to trade Asian pairs if you're gonna be doing the Asian trading session. Well,
what is your broker?
I'm not gonna lie.
What is your broker?
That shit's slow. I got Owanda.
Who?
You can Owanda. Owanda. If you got trading, you could just start paper trading it with the paper trading on trading. Oh, that's another perk. You can trade straight through trade. You can trade straight through the trading view app. That was another reason why I made the move. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't stop trading stocks. My schedule is, because I take care of my dad. He's like 82 years old, and I heard Bruno earlier. He was like, I get distraction. He was talking about how he was getting a phone call from his family members and everything. And I had hit in the chat. I was like, yeah, that's one reason why I had to make the switch, is because I could trade through the night. Like, I put on an option play, and my dad would be like, hey, I need you to come do this. And I'm like, damn. So I'm like, and then you trading over family members. And then at the same time, they trying to give you time to do what you're doing. I got too much going on during bank hours to be. And then I feel like, they be like, well, I need you to do this. You always in front of the computer. I'm like, well, I got to find something else, like that. And
I was thinking about adding futures. That was just a thought.
You gotta take baby steps, brother.
I wanted to get trading. I wanted to get trading down before I jumped over. But that was just a thought. Hey, after I watched a couple seminars, brother, I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say
this
like
one at a time.
I never traded futures, so I don't know. But I can tell you, like, the hierarchy when it comes to trading, most people say they move from stocks to Forex to futures. But I think from what I can understand, the futures are somewhat like Forex. I don't know. But
I have my son, my 28-year-old, he was trading Forex, and I'm trading stocks, and neither one of us knew that the other was trading at all. And then when I just called him one day and I was telling him what I was doing. He's like, "Oh, Dad, for real?" He's like, "Oh man, I've been doing Forex for about a year now. Mm-hmm. So I haven't talked to him in a little bit, so I don't really know how he was doing. I know he was working. I know he was doing that on the side, but he never did get around to, we never did get around to sitting down and him introducing it to me. I look for other things to get into.
Right, and then at first, because when I came in the group, I'm a disabled vet. At first, I was like, I ain't have no money at all. I'm doing the stocks or whatever. And then in the beginning, the group was really small. Like, I think I came, Dawn, when you came. I think, Dawn, you came like a couple of days maybe after me. And in the beginning, the group was much smaller. Coach used to stay all day. And so, I don't know who it was, Lolo or one of them. And Coach was like, yeah, crypto got the same movement. So, with me having limited funds, I was like, well, I'm going to do the crypto. I basically started doing it on the weekends because you got the same movement. Coach is like, yeah, that's the same movement. So I can get more screen time with a real market. So I started doing the crypto or whatever. In the beginning, I thought crypto was a scam. And so after I got pretty good.
I don't mess with it. Because I don't understand it. And Bruno made a good comment down in the comments. He said, you got to learn to crawl before you walk and run and all of that. And I because I'm like, you know what? Let me get this stuff down right now, just with shares and options first before I delve into that.
Okay, Bruno, I hear you.
I didn't even know Bruno said that, but I was about to leave with this here. That's why I brought it back to the crypto. In the beginning, we was like crypto, and, Coach was like, yeah, you get more screen time. And I think it was Lee, the first one that has mentioned something about Forex at the time. Mitch used to take over.
Yeah, Lee was going
to be like, yeah, and Coach was like, yeah, we don't really want to talk about that around the new traders because they'll start doing it. And Pastor was like, we ain't gonna even talk about that like that. Me being in the group for a while, like I knew that the Forex, that's like is way more vicious. It really is. And so now I know why. And so at first I was like, I ain't even really want to tell Coach that I moved to it. But then when I told him about it,
you do have me curious. I'm not gonna touch it, but I'm curious.
Look, he been helping me out though, because I was like, Coach, man, I went on ahead and did the Forex, and I told him my reason why and everything. He was like, well, you've been in. He asked me how long. He was like, oh yeah, you're the veteran. Oh, well, okay, well you've been in the group long enough, like you know how to trade. Like it's not advisable for a new trader to go to Forex. They will chop you up. It's like what they don't realize is, all right, it ain't no to the moon Apple, and it ain't no to the moon Nvidia. There's no Tesla fanboys over there. 85% of the traders that's trading Forex is banks. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like banks, and it's way faster than what people think. I mean, they got slow pairs, don't get me wrong, but I struggled in the beginning, but I'm starting to hone it in.
Hey, Bruno!
I struggle. I ain't gonna lie.
I can't see. Is that?
Yes, it is.
Oh, what's up, B?
Bruno?
I saw
that baseball cap. I'm like, let me let him in.
I got a little nervous because I had two things put on my schedule for tomorrow for 10 o'clock in the morning. They had me going to like a kind of like a check ride, and I was like, oh no, I gotta get into my books. It's my binder right here.
Bruno, the other day, whenever you was like, I got a lot of reading today, and you was keeping the group going, I was like, I just wanted to jump through the monitor and be like, Bruno, don't you got studying to do? What are you doing?
Yeah, dude.
Man, that's why we call your ass a bot.
I spent so much time, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. I do love being here. But I spent so much time in the group that I ain't doing nothing I'm supposed to be doing when it comes to this podcast.
I know it's addictive.
So,
it really is.
But I got my notes though. I
Bruno, I want you to know in the chat.
I need to wash these dishes in here, and I thought it was just me.
This is all handwritten, by the way. It's all handwritten.
Handwritten.
You're
like me.
This is craziness. So.
Hey, Bruno.
You should see my notebook. All those levels for SPY.
Yeah. I can't even keep up. Raphael, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to know that, man. Sometimes I be in the chat, I just be joking. I know I take it far sometimes, but then when I hear somebody saying and they giving misinformation, it kind of get under my skin. Like if they telling a new trader to take a call, and I know in my heart what's gonna happen if they do this here, or they suggesting they do this, I'll be like, why would you tell a new trader that? You know, and I don't really come on the mic a lot because it's a lot of people talking, and the whole spiel with that.
Yeah,
I don't want to cut people off and
it's
all
a slippery.
that.
It's a slippery slope because we don't want to deter people from trying new things and learning new things. But sometimes I feel like I gotta say, like I want to say, slow it down.
Right.
Let's start with stocks first.
Right.
Because I don't mind people learning something. Because like if I had the time, I would invest and start learning all the craziness, the covered calls and all that stuff. But
right.
I feel like if you jumping in and you don't know it yet, I mean, obviously you got to learn it. So you're doing the research. As long as you ain't trying to trade it and putting real money into it.
Bruno, I want you to know. I remember when you had stopped trading options is whenever I started trading options. I think it took me a while to even start trading options. Like I didn't have the money for one, and so I just kept doing the shares for a long time. And then probably about 6 months in, I was like, man, it's time for me to step up. I gotta, I gotta stop trying to make sense and start making dollars. It's making sense, but I need dollars. So I was like, I gotta start trading options. And it worked for a while, but I didn't have enough to get to, so now I'm scalping. And then whenever it pulled back, I almost lost half of my account. I said, this is too much.
Yeah. I remember my first trade. It was a Tesla, and it was in November. And it was at that time I was already a member with Coach, but I was very low key. I wasn't saying much. I was in the chat, but I wasn't really. I made $350, I think, or $370, I think, on a call on Tesla, and I was like, I got a taste of it. I was like, and it was like one contract, and I got that taste of that money. I was like, what have I been doing?
Hey, that happened with me
That's
too.
How I got in the group.
It was one day that I think Apple was like, I don't know, Apple had some type of news event going on. The market was kind of down, and like Coach came in and was like, listen, I don't never tell y'all to do nothing, but Apple gonna move the market today. You need to be getting the Apple. And after he said it so many times, I remember it was like a $20 call that I bought, and that thing went up to like $100 and something. I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? And ever since then, I was like, I'm trading options from now on. I'm not trading shares. And it worked out. It worked out until the losses starting to add up more than the wins, and then now you gotta go back and regroup because Coach ain't telling you to do what to do, and you just taking options out of nowhere. And I mean, if you gonna jump into options, I feel like you need to have enough money to get a few of them so you can shave off and. Y'all know.
That's what I need to at least get two. If you can't get two, it's not even worth getting in it. You know what I mean? Right. I'm gonna have to wrap this up, fellas, because I got my stream coming in a couple hours, and I gotta go.
Nah, you gotta sit here for like 4 more hours. Nah.
Not 4 hours.
Say and answer a bunch of questions.
Hell yeah.
I know. Wait a minute, Bruno. Can you one more question? I'm like, let that man go home. They used to do it to Mitch all the time. It's like every time, I'm gonna go ahead and close that. Hey, I got one more question. I'm like, oh, he's trying to leave. Did you not hear that? But anyway.
But then I would say, all right, folks, and I would just cut it off. But I always say, if anybody's got any more questions, some people are intimidated to talk. They don't want to get on the microphone. So they find this window after hours when it slows down and nobody's gonna pass judgment, or they're not intimidated by Coach or whatever.
That's the whole purpose of the aftermarket.
Yeah, I'd be afraid that I'm gonna slip and say a cuss word.
This is not training.
This is basically a live version of the stock lounge.
Yeah. It's not training. We talk about stocks because this is what we do. We talk about the training that we receive, but we are not giving advice. We are not training anybody.
No, this is good though. You get to put the voice to the face, and
it helps a little
bit. You connect more on a personal level. So that
True.
way, when I tell you, can you please shut up?
Yeah.
You won't get too offended because you know it's coming from a place of love, not a place of like anger or anything like that. Cox,
Right.
I'm looking at you,
Definitely.
Cox. I'm looking at you.
Really?
We all are. Cox can ramble his ass off. Oh my god!
No,
when
listen,
you first came in the
I
group,
can't be too
I'm
hard on
like,
him. I know he's trying to get
Really?
but I love him.
he's
though.
trying to get
funny.
he's trying to get his thought process out. I get it. So I'm
He's
like,
funny as shit. I love listening to you when it's like
That's the
you know. But
bipolar.
when new people come in, it's like you don't know, how to take. TJ rambles too. Every now and then everybody gets that little thing where they do, but they end up becoming part of the family, and you just know that's who they are as a person. But you've reeled it in though, Cox, because you be real. You get in kind of now, and you'll say something, and then you'll kind of pull it back. So it's like you don't do it no more.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't have. You know what? When I first got here, I was an emotional wreck, and I didn't have a clue.
I got you.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just busting.
We all.
I didn't
Well,
have a
hey,
clue.
it take time, bro. That's all.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to realize that it's just gonna take time to.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about trading. I'm just talking about the whole thing in the nutshell. I had never been part of a group. Ever. So that was
me neither.
completely new to me.
This new to me too. Yeah, you're right. I never been a part of
Yeah.
it either.
Yeah, this
Well,
is pretty.
My sister here caught me by surprise yesterday. Because we talked about this, but I didn't grasp it. Oh, I understand now. Got you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
it is.
I've been wanting to do this for a while. I told Bruno knows because he would come in my other stream, and I've been talking about doing something like this forever. I hit Coach up about it, and Coach was at first he was concerned. Which, by the way, he said I will try to pop in there at some point. You know what I mean? Just I'll let you know. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I told him I would love to talk to him and find out how he started and just kind of get more even more into detail.
Mhm.
So one day he's gonna pop on here, but yeah, it's just it's I felt like it was something that was needed, and we have kind of gotten a little bit corporate with the structuring after over on ADT. So it's like
you have
this
to
kind
look how big the group
that
is.
element. Exactly. So you got to have that structure. So we need a place where we can kind of hang out, and it's not so restrained. And I figured, you know what? Hey, why not bring this into the mix for us? And if other people from other groups end up finding out about it, hey, it's not specific. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But yeah,
I've been talking about doing something like this where we do it on the Zoom. But this is cool. This is cool too. I like
Aftermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully more people will join, aka Miranda. Since she doesn't like to talk.
Miranda does not like the mic, dude.
She doesn't. She says once she starts, she doesn't shut up though. So I'm wondering if we can get her more comfortable.
Come on up here.
Doing the
Come on up.
podcast.
That's what it's for.
What time are you going live?
But anyway, I'm going live. I want to go live at 8, but let me see now because I still need to watch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it 8:30.
Okay.
Because I still need to watch the other way. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch that real quick so I can comment on it. And I'm going on 8, and I'm going on at 8:30. I'm not gonna let the thing play for 20 minutes. I promise. I'm gonna go right on and start the shit.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll be
All
good.
right. Well, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's do this same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow at 5:00. You know what I mean?
All right.
Monday through Friday, baby.
Miranda, there's nothing to be nervous about, Miranda.
ADT.
We just
nothing to be nervous about. It's family.
We just people.
Yep.
Filthy animals.
Just don't do like another member did and fart on the open mic. That's it.
Oh my God, who did that?
Who did that?
I thought that happened.
Come on,
but
now,
I'm like, I know I didn't just hear what I heard.
Oh, it did. Sometimes no, not today. Sometimes people forget the mic.
No, this was like a week ago or something.
That's my
Hey,
biggest.
look, before y'all go, do y'all talk to yourself? Like, I be talking to myself when I'm like trying to get in the trade. My daddy be like, "Oh, you in there talking to the group?"
I
like,
talk to it all. I talk all the
No,
time.
I talk to myself all the time.
I
Jen
know
comes by,
y'all.
Talking to the computer. I talked to the
I've been doing it since I was a
brokerage.
kid.
I talked to the trade.
I've been talking since I was a kid. I talk to movies. I yell at the TV screen when I'm watching something. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
You should have heard me today. You should have heard me today. I was so pissed. I got into it. I knew I wanted to get into a call, and I got into a put when AMD was running. I was so livid.
I did that day when Mitch got into that the meta. I ended up putting. I was so pissed, dude.
I had to get out. I lost $500.
Oh,
It was
I remember that, Don.
I recovered about 200 of that.
Okay.
But it was my first. It was my first red on a technicality. So.
Ooh.
First red in a week.
Hey man, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pissed about that. I mean, because that was some money. And I'm like, I didn't lose a bunch of money because luckily I caught it right away. I'm like, wait a minute. This stock is steadily going up. Why is my profit and loss going down? And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm in a butt. So, yeah, but I caught it quick enough that I only lost like, what, $10. So I was
it was like a couple $1,000s in 10 contracts. And I was like, and then I'm like, and the way AMD was running, I'm like, nah, because AMD is due to climb back up. And I was like, we're already at like 111. I'm like, if this goes up to 118, I'm going to lose my soul. So I'm going to just get out now.
PDT rules say you can do 3 in a week. Yeah, my first trade, I tried to close 9.
Well, I mean, it's still not.
I had no clue what I was doing.
It's still not one. It's still not one.
I closed 9 contracts.
It's still not 1 to 3%.
I made $180 though.
Yeah, I was way under a 1 to 3% loss, so it's okay. And it was a technicality. It wasn't me bad trade. It was
not
just
knowing what you're doing, right?
Yeah, me being stupid and going in with the wrong.
And see how calm he is right there? That's how you
hell yeah.
trade
If it was me,
you don't get it back.
If
Dude, we heard Coach lose 50K in a couple of minutes, and he just goes right back in. Okay, now I'm back up $7,000.
If it was me 3 months ago, losing 500, I would have started crying. I would have crawled up.
And that's why I don't understand the traders that be holding on.
We have watched Coach lose people's yearly salary like it's nothing and get it right back. You know what I mean? So it all depends. You're going to jump levels. We're going to all most likely be on that level at some point someday, where 50K is like what 500 is to us now.
But that's what happens. The more you have, then it's like you lose a couple thousand. If you got $1 million in your account and you lose 1,000 on a bad trade, oopsie.
That's like $100.
You're going to get it back. Just keep trading.
Yeah, the mentality changes when you're like scrapping together the last couple cents you got. You ain't got no job, no source of income. You need that 500. It changes your mentality.
You learn how to trade.
Yeah, I do. Right.
You learn how to trade. You learn what the real definition of risk management is. And how to execute risk management.
We have that as pilots. Crew resource management, which means more than 2, and single pilot resource management. So we got to minimize the risk before it happens. You got to identify it and correct it, and then see if it's working, if the correction is working. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I love you.
Let's go on, get out of here.
I love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we make some money tomorrow.
All right.
Be right here.
Yep.
If you post the link.
Love you. Yes, ma'am.
Boss lady, you got to post the link.
I will.
Good night, Miranda.
All right, gentlemen.
Night, Miranda. Night, John C. Night, C. Night, Juan. Night, everybody over there in the chat. I love you guys, and we'll do this again tomorrow.
Good night, Farrah.
Farrah.
Right. I don't know how that. Oh, leave.
Bye, honey.
Dang. Just like the zone.
You gonna end it, Dawn, or do we have to do something?
I thought I ended it. Hold on 1 second. Here we go.
I mean, I could